So to start off with, you're going to take your piece of string and wrap it around your fingers in order to make a ball. Once you do that, you start wrapping it around um, like so until you get a decent sized ball. That's going to be your head. So from here, you take any piece of string from your ball, lift it a little bit to make a loop, and right here is where you're going to pull your string through the loop, and this is going to make the body of your mermaid. So pull the string to the desired length that you want the body of your mermaid to be. Right here I'm just showing you with a crochet hook how easier it is to pull the string through. Although it wasn't really hard to do it with your fingers before, but when you're making the fins and the arms, it just makes it a lot easier. So wrap the string around that loop you just made, but you're going to leave a small space from that loop at the bottom, so it's going to look like a smaller loop. Wrap the string around the body around 2 times. Right here we're going to do the arms, loop it around the body once, and pull the string through that loop from the bottom. Then you're going to make it tight, pull it out to the desired length that you want your arms to be, and then you're going to wrap the string around your loop just like you did with the body. And right here you can tell kind of the smaller loop at the bottom. So you don't wrap, when you're wrapping the body, you don't wrap the yarn all the way down. You leave a small space, and we're going to use that to make the fins. So when you get to your arms, make sure to be careful when you're wrapping the tip of your arms. You don't want it to unravel later. So to wrap it really tight when you get to the tip, and then wrap it back and forth to the desired width that you want your arms to be. To make the other arm, wrap it around again on the other side. So loop it around the head or the neck, and then pull the string through the bottom to make a loop. Tighten it, and then do the other arm. So we're going to go build the body down. Right here what I'm doing is I was showing you the conical shape of the body. A mermaid is usually bigger from the upper part of the body, and then it gets smaller through the bottom because of the tail. So right here I'm showing you the loop, again very important, and we're going to make the fins out of that. So we're going to make the tail out of that loop. What you're going to do, and this is where the crochet hook becomes kind of really important because it's harder to do with your hands, you're going to pull that string through the small loop, and it's basically the same idea as the body and the arms. You're going to pull it to the desired length that you want your tail to be or your fins to be, and then wrap that around. This is the same as the arms, but a little different because the tail of the mermaid is also kind of like the body of the mermaid. It's thicker on the upper side, and then it gets smaller like a cone. So that's what we're going to try to do here. So to make your other fin, you do it just like you did the arms. Loop it around once, pull the string through the bottom, and then wrap your tail around. So right here, I was showing you that I wanted to build up the fins a little more because they were a little too small, too thin. So I'm wrapping it around once more to be a little thicker. You can see the conical shape starting to be. Um, and how you get this shape is that you wrap it around, it's going to look like a cylinder. But when you wrap it around again, you don't go all the way to the tip. You start sort of like in the middle. So it makes the illusion that it's getting thicker as it goes up, but you're, just building up the yarn. So as you can see right here, the tail is a little thicker than the rest of the body, so we're going to build the body up. And then I felt like I needed to build the tail a little bit longer. So again, to make that conical shape, you don't wrap it around all the way to the top because then it just looks weird like this. You start wrapping it sort of, wherever you feel like it's starting to make that shape. So when you get to the top of the tail, or top of the fins, make sure to get in every crevice. You want it, you want your doll to be firm and not, loopy, because then there's more chances for it to unravel. So the fins are kind of obviously a lot bigger than her body. And we're gonna build her body up. This is my finished, the finished body, I guess. After I wrapped it a few times, you can see the tail blends in, mostly perfectly with her body. And a way to get this shape is when you get to the tips of the tail, you wrap a little tightly, or at least I wrap a little tightly, and then when I get to the tops, wherever I want it to look thicker, I kind of wrap a little bit looser. Not too loose though. And that also helps to give this shape, but mostly just building it up at the tops helps it a lot. And I also tried to do that with the body. As you can see, the body kind of looks a little bit thicker in the middle, just to give it some shape. So to finish it off, we're going to give more endurance to the arms so they don't, flop around everywhere. You're going to do it in a crisscross motion. So I looped it around under her arm and over her arm twice one way. Then loop it around her neck and then do it again the other way. So it's going to look like a cross on both her chest and her back. But we haven't picked which is going to be the front or the back yet. You pick that mostly right here. Wherever you're going to snip off your string is going to be the back. So pick the side that looks nicer to you, or wherever you want the head. To finish it off, we're going to snip the string or the yarn, and then hot glue it. Press it down, and do not pre-cut a piece of yarn, because obviously you don't know how long it's going to be. So right here, my head, kind of was falling apart. So I glued it, fixed it, and then glued it to make sure that everything stays in place. I think that using a hot glue gun is really important, especially if we're going to be, putting it on your keychain or whatnot, because it just helps everything just stick together a lot better. And this is your finished design. I'm going to do part 2, and it's going to show how to decorate. And then right here, I'm just using a hot glue gun on the tips of the fins, and I'm going to do it also in the tips of the arms, just so that it helps it not to unravel, because the tips are really kind of delicate, because it's easier for it to unravel and come off. So just do a little bit. Obviously, if you don't want to use your fingers because it's too hot, I'm just used to it, use something else to press the glue down. And that's the finished design. Check out part 2 to see how to decorate her.